Hi, this is Jason, and here we have Max for the interview. Today was really an important match. How do you feel? We really tried hard to not to go under, so we prepared for today's match a lot. So how was today's match? Well, even in the start of the first set, I played Rakan. I thought we couldn't win the game, but it wasn't easy. So, well, it's kind of not satisfying, but we're happy that we won it 2-1. Then tell me about the Baron team fight. So we were trying to wait for the team fight, but my health was really low, but we trying to group up and protect ourselves from dying. There was a lot of Baron team fight. How was it? Well, we really preferred to open team fight at the Baron, so and our skill set was really good for the Baron fight, so we tried to open fight at the Baron nest. Then in what kind of situation do you open team fights? I try to check the enemy dealers where they're looking at, so if they're really weak or they're really open, I try to jump into them. Then how is Morgana as a Rakan's counter? So I think it works for working and preparing for the Rakan's counter because the shield is really powerful. Then let's check out the MVP.
Taking a look at game number 3 MVP for MVP. It is Maha on the Kog'Maw, 9-1-10, 95% kill contribution. Not too many mistakes by this guy.
No surprises. Played a little over-aggressive at times, but for the most part understood his role in the team. Trying to deal as much damage as possible and made some missteps, but just the amount of DPS that he was able to dish out in some of these fights was astronomical.
So we're back with Maha. So how do you feel? My first MVP interview was at here, next in Arena, and I'm really happy to have an interview again in this stadium. As Max said, he told that you said trust on your Kog'Maw. Were you prepared a lot? Well, yeah, I tried to use different mastery for team fights, so I think it worked out really well. So I tried to focus on dodging their skills and trying to dealing as much as possible. Then how did you protect Kog'Maw? I tried to build up Mikhail as fast as possible and other shielding items for Kog'Maw. There were a lot of team fights. But before the last Baron fight, there was 1v1 with the top lane as the bottom lane. How was the situation? Well, the situation wasn't really in favor for us, so we tried to open team fights. So I hooked the enemy and they used up their ult, so we tried to reopen the fight. But it was really close, but we were kind of lucky and won the team fight, and there was a turnover for the game. Then why were there so many team fights today? I think Jin Air and us both have similar team colors. Well, every time we lose a team fight, we try to feedback as soon as possible in the gaming booth. Then was this the concept of team competition for team fights? Yeah, it was competition for team fights. We're trying to focus for the team fights as much as possible. Then last message for your fans. we lost our confidence after losing the first game, but thanks to your support, we could cheer out more. So thank you for all the love and support. Yeah, hearing their cheering and their chanting, I could get more courage. So I really want to thank them, and also looking forward for more support. Thank you. And this was the end of the interview. Thank you for listening.